What's going on, guys? I'm bald in the face from my last video. I know, watching all these terrible Easter slashers, I guess, made my hair fall out. Or maybe it was all the egg hunting, who knows. Easter Bunny Massacre, The Bloody Trail, which came out 1 year after the original Easter Bunny Massacre, was directed by Jeremy Chihang Ao, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And some of the people return, I think. It's the same production company. We got Jagged Edge Productions. This is kind of like an unrelated sequel, but it still goes for the Easter Bunny trope kind of thing. Unfortunately, I'm just going to start this off by saying that this one didn't work a ton for me. it it's I don't know. It's just it's a lot of the same tropes that the last film was, but it just got even tamer when it came to those kills and when it came to like there's less kills in this one. They're way less gory. A lot of the things that the last film had going for it, this one kind of takes steps downwards with everything that like I wasn't really feeling with the last film. This one kind of just doubles down on them, unfortunately for me. But what we have going on here is we have again just these group of kids coming together at a house. The whole opening, like I said, the one before was totally I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is totally Scream inspired. These films just they they know what they're going for and they go full balls to the wall with no apologies whatsoever. The whole opening of this is Scream, even with, instead of her making popcorn, it's her baking a cake. You've got her boyfriend tied up to a chair, and instead of getting stabbed, he gets hot chocolate poured on him, except it's not as cool as the hot chocolate being poured on Neil in the last film. But the whole opening is literally a carbon copy of um, I'm blanking on her name right now. Drew Barrymore in Scream, 1996. But then after that, we have, like I said, a group of kids coming to a house. They all got invited to this place. You have this reveal again with this dead girl who had died previously, and everybody's kind of trying to keep it a secret kind of thing. And in the middle of the movie, you get a prank reveal that everybody did to these girls, except the characters in this one are even more insufferable than the Easter Bunny Massacre. You had Heather, who was insufferable in that one, but in this one you have a slew of characters. You have this woman named Carla, who ends up being the final girl. Spoiler alert, it says in the title that I'm going to be spoiling these films. Carla is, right from the get-go, insufferable. She's being a bitch to absolutely everybody that's there. One of the first characters to die is named Tina, and I swear there's this scene, unless I'm missing something completely, there's a scene where it looks like a flashback because the rest of the film is kind of cloudy skies and you have this like grainy, not grainy, but kind of fuzzy filter over everything, and it's not a really nice looking film in my opinion. Like the last one had decent cinematography for being a low budget picture, but this one, it just has this fuzzy, cheap looking aesthetic to it that I found really weird. But there's this scene where they're sitting by the water, and then all of a sudden it's a lot brighter, and everybody is wearing different clothes, outfits than they were previously. So I'm like, this is a flashback, right? But no, it's not, because they're talking, you know, they're talking about the events going on in that day with the house and everything that was going on, and they start fighting and stuff. So it's like, no, this isn't a flashback. They're talking about Easter. It's this is the same day. And then it cuts to after that scene by the water, and Tina's all pissed off, but she's wearing a different dress, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Did she change for no reason? I don't get this. And then she storms off, or she goes into the car wanting to leave, but then she sees a package on the driveway, so she goes out to check the package out, and she's your first kill, but she just gets sliced, and you can tell that the Easter Bunny is missing her, like pretending to cut her, but the knife is like going over here, so, and she just like grunts, and there's this stab sound effect. It's just not realistic, and it's just silly. Like, it's not even funny silly, it's just silly. And there's not that many kills, like I said. There's another woman named Fiona who ends up dying. A woman. These people again are literally supposed to be like high school graduates or something. But Fiona's death, the weapon that the bunny is using looks like a rubber knife or a plastic knife from the dollar store, and the neck wound is, it's practical. I'll give it that. But yeah, I mean, the last film just, I don't know. It was, I could roll with the last film a little bit better, and that's just a me thing. I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm not saying that this film is not going to have its fans. I'm not saying that I had a terrible time with this film, or it's that that it's a piece of trash, or anything like that. But it just didn't work for me, and it's just as simple as that. You're either going to vibe with films or you're not. Didn't really vibe with this one, but it still got the Easter Bunny tropes and the Easter Bunny costume, which looks a little bit different than the last film did, but. And then you have, excuse me, you have your reveals. Like I said, there was a prank played on this girl named Lexi. Lexi's. She was kind of like a shy girl, and she was at a party, and then Carla, of course, being the bitch that she is, spikes her drink and then sets her up to go fuck this guy named Danny, and she likes Danny and everything, and then Danny is aware that Carla is gonna film without Lexi knowing, and she gets filmed giving Danny head, and then Carla comes in and she's like, you know, I'm gonna get my revenge. And do you want to know what you wanted revenge for? Do you want to know what Carla wanted revenge for? Get this, okay? In class, because Carla, sorry, and Lexi had the same last names, McKenna. They had to sit next to each other in class, and therefore Carla's reputation would be screwed up because Lexi McKenna would always be sitting beside her, and Lexi McKenna was a loser and would damage her reputation in school. So therefore she wanted to get revenge on Lexi for having the same last name and ruining Carla's so-called reputation. Fucking Carla isn't that hot in my opinion. She ain't that hot shit whatsoever. But yeah. That was her revenge. So she films her at this party giving head to this guy, and the guy's in on it, and then there's a reveal where there's videotaped footage of Carla pushing Lexi out the window, and Lexi ends up dying, and then her and Danny and everybody else at the party covered it up, and you have this reveal with Danny being the killer, kind of obvious, and this guy named Mark, who was dating a girl named Star. And Mark and Star are introduced at the beginning of the film, and they're going to this party, so they're kind of your leads at the beginning. And Star has kind of cold feet because she hasn't seen the friends in so long, but Mark's trying to like get her there and everything. And then Mark, again with these films, somebody has to have an American accent, so they gave it to Mark. And everybody else has a British accent, but one person always has to have an American accent for no reasons given at all, and Mark is your guy in this one. So he's one of the killers, and then Danny's one of the killers, and then Mark is revealed to be the second one, and there's a gay reveal with them, and Mark, I guess, was pretending to be with Star for like 5 years or something like that, or it was talking about. So for a long ass time he's secretly dating this guy Danny, and that's your reveal because that's cool, I guess. Yeah. It's, oh my god, he was gay this whole time? Okay. So, and then Carla, she has a line where she's like, I think you guys have watched too many horror movies, Scream, obviously. And Mark is like, you know, there's another big twist. Horror movies actually had nothing to do with it. So, you get your little cute Scream reference there, too. So yeah, Easter Bunny Massacre was totally, I Know What You Did Last Summer. This one's totally Scream. And the final frame has kind of a reveal that suggests a third killer. There's another person dressed in the window, and everybody else is either dead or has revealed themselves to be the killer, or you got your final people. So this random person dressed as a rabbit shows up at the window, and I guess there's another killer, and then it cuts to black, so it doesn't really go anywhere, so it's kind of weird that way. But yeah, and then credits roll, and that's Easter Bunny Massacre: The Bloody Trail. Like I said, just a much weaker version, unfortunately, of the Easter Bunny Massacre, which I had a better time with. I hate to say this, I really don't want to be, coming off as rough or anything like that, but this was a half star out of 5. I'm not going to sell it, I'm not going to get rid of it, I'm not saying it's a piece of shit, but I am saying that I'm going to rate it a half star out of 5. I don't want to offend anybody, but this one obviously I'm keeping with Easter Bunny Massacre. Which one do I like better? Which one worked for me? Easter Bunny Massacre. Is this like, did this waste my time? Do I want, you know, my hour and 20 minutes back or however long this one? No, I'll keep it and watch it again, but I have to be honest on this channel, and that's exactly what I'm being. So good effort, and you know, good job on putting a film out there, because I've never done that. So who am I to talk? But I am going to be honest with my reviews. So that's Easter Bunny Massacre, The Bloody Trail, 2022. Directed by, again, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Jeremy Chi-Hung Ao. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.